Okay. Hi, Jenna. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I just wanted to start with thanking you for coming back in today. How has the last week been?
Um, it's been a little harder. Had a couple episodes, um, like when we were going to the grocery store. I thought maybe I was getting a handle on it because the last time I was doing okay and trying like better able, but it didn't go so well this past week.
No. What
No.
what happened when you went to the store?
Um, so it it just happened that, there was someone who I thought looked like him. Um, and it really freaked me out. And even though I realized it wasn't him after like a second, like I was already kind of like in that panic and I really struggled to get myself out of it.
Yeah, that can be really hard, and that's so normal. Once your body starts feeling like that anxiety and that fear, it's hard to come back down to the normal state again. So I totally get that. So speaking of like that anxiety and those symptoms, the last time we met, we did the assessment, and we were rating like how affecting the symptoms are for your life. So I reviewed it, and the assessment outcome was that you can be diagnosed with PTSD.
Okay.
So going forward, we're just going to really elaborate on that, go through some different treatment styles to see what's best for you. Um, so how do you feel about hearing about the PTSD?
Um, it's kind of in a weird way like a relief, like being able to like put that kind of like official name to what I'm going through. I wouldn't say I'm surprised, um, being in the field, but like having someone else like tell me like anything
Yeah,
like that. Like I guess it makes it like almost like a relief of okay, I'm not, even though I know all these things, it's just kind of like I don't want to say comforting, but kind of that, like a relief comfort kind of thing.
right. Yeah, I get that. I'm glad that you have some sense of reassurance with speaking about it together. Um, so I just kind of wanted to touch on, you going into the store
Mhm.
and feeling that anxiety and you trying to now avoid social settings and going out in public with that fear,
Mhm.
right, of
Yeah.
running into your ex-husband. So part of the treatment for PTSD is cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. And really what we want to try to do is have a new thought process
Hmm.
and try to learn new emotions that connect with the thoughts that we're having. And one of the ways that we do that is kind of creating the new thoughts. So when you go out into the store and you have a fear that you're going to run into your husband, um, what do you think would happen if you did run into him?
Um, I guess I know that he wouldn't do anything to like physically hurt me in public. He's too smart for that. But I think he would want to interact with me or like try to coerce me into like maybe going somewhere with him. It
Mhm.
wasn't a good ending and I've been able to like avoid seeing him, but he did try to contact me for a while and I had to take steps to like be able to like break off contact. So like I think he would want to talk to me.
Okay. And that creates the anxiousness and
Hmm.
you want to avoid the store at that point.
Yeah, because I don't
Okay.
think it would be a positive interaction at all.
Right. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. I totally get that. what I would like to do is kind of create a safety plan so that when you are in that situation, when you are in the store and you
Mhm.
get like fearful that you're going to run into him, I want you to have reassurance that you have a plan set in place to keep you safe.
Mhm.
Just so you know, you kind of relieve that fear.
Mhm.
So if you were in the store and you started to get anxious, is there someone that you can call in that moment to just say, "Hey, I'm feeling this way"?
My husband would always answer unless he was like, busy with work. And typically he would get back to me very quickly. Um, I'd also be able to call my sister.
Okay.
I think those two would be the ones most likely to answer if I needed to call them.
Okay. And do you feel comfortable enough that you would call them and they can either speak to you or maybe meet you at the grocery store so that you're not alone?
Hmm. I think they would.
Okay. So is that something that you're willing to try the next time that you feel anxious if you catch that whiff of the cologne?
Hmm.
Or if you think that you see someone that looks similar to your ex-husband, you can give them a call and they can meet
Yeah.
you or okay, awesome. Um, okay, so now that we have the safety plan and you can really next time you go to the store, having that safety plan in the back of your head, you can also ask yourself, how realistic is this that he's going to confront me in the store? Because that
Hmm.
can also help relieve some of that stress when you think about, okay, I know that I'm nervous and I'm
Yeah.
feeling anxious, but do you think that it's pretty realistic, or do you think there's not a high chance
Um,
that you can find me?
I think if it was a busier time and there was a lot of people around, I don't think it would happen as or wouldn't be as likely to happen versus maybe if it was like a quieter time and there wasn't as many people around.
Okay. So that's a good idea in itself. Maybe if you can go to the store at a busier time
Yeah,
so that you can use that idea of it wouldn't be really realistic for him to confront me in the store at this time. Does that sound like that can work for you?
that makes a lot of sense actually. And there would
Oh,
be maybe more people around who would help me if I needed it.
yeah, awesome. I like that idea. Okay, so remember the last time that we met,
Mhm.
um, we used the grounding technique of finding the picture on your wall.
Mhm.
Did you like that technique?
Yeah, I've used it a couple times. If I'm like not where my picture is, like I try to find something that just catches, my gaze in that moment and just kind of focus on that, like almost like a focal point to kind of
Okay.
just look at and kind of breathe through.
Right, and that seems like it's working for you, okay?
Hmm.
Okay. I want to introduce another one to you just in case you are in the store and there is not something that you can focus on in that moment.
Okay.
This is the grounding technique of having your feet on the floor and just kind of feeling where you are in the present.
Hmm.
So if you don't mind, I just would like to practice that with you to
Okay.
kind of sum up the session and so that you know what to do going forward. So if you can just put your feet flat on the floor
Okay.
and feel the ground, wiggle your toes a little bit. If you sit up straight, stretch out your spine, and just as you're doing this, just breathe in and breathe out nice, deep, slow breaths. Yep, just like that. Does that feel okay for you?
Yeah, I actually really like that. That was very nice. I didn't realize how much tension I was holding in my
Yeah.
back.
Awesome. Okay, I'm glad that you enjoyed that one. That is another one that you can use in the grocery store if those feelings start to come up and they feel overwhelming. Even when you're standing there, you can just take a minute in the aisle, put your feet flat on the floor, try to wiggle your toes, even if it's in the sneakers, and take a couple deep breaths, and it may be able to alleviate some of that stress that you're feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So going forward, we will continue to work on those symptoms, I want you to keep the safety plan
Yep.
in the front of your head so that when you go to the store, you know what to do. You have backup plans, okay?
Okay.
I know this was a lot that we discussed and with the PTSD, do you have any questions for me?
Not right now. I think, I have a couple tools that I can use and, hopefully they work for me. Um, and yeah, I think we're we're starting to get some answers and a plan in place, so that makes me feel good.
Okay, awesome. So I look forward to working with you and I will see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.